two attackers does way more than double the threat against a self-defender in an armed robbery. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson. Today's lesson comes to us from Brazil, and it shows an armed robbery with multiple attackers that goes down and goes terribly wrong for the armed robbers. Now, we're going to learn some lessons here about stepping in as a third party, about the boarding house rules, and about dealing with multiple attackers, particularly if they have the ability to flank you in your defense. So these folks are just having some drinks in the bar, everything's cool, until the guy on the right there in the white hat comes in and starts pointing a gun at people and announces an armed robbery. Now, all these people are sheep. Nobody's going to try to do anything. Everybody's just going to, all right, he wanted us to get on the ground, and everybody's just going to get on the ground, and this guy's going to start pocketing iPhones and wallets and stuff like that, and he's going to start shaking everybody down. Now, you know, what we don't notice so far is he's doing a pretty good job, but he's got a partner. You see his partner there in the white shirt shows up and then runs off, and our bad guy starts to run off. Why? Because there's an officer off duty there who takes one shot at him, two shots at him, you know, assesses what's going on in the bar, then is going to come back in here and see what the heck is going on. So he's assessed that there's no more threat that way, comes back in to get the accomplice that he has seen and tells him here to get down. He's at the low ready position, you can see there. And the guy's not listening to him to get down until the officer points a gun at him. Then he finally does, and this one's over. Now, I want to go back and learn some lessons here. And the first one is that attack comes out of ambush. Obviously, this is a transitional space, and these people are just having a good time, and all of a sudden the guy starts pointing a gun at them, and none of these people are self-defenders. And if you don't have attitude, skills, and plan, your only option is to submit, is to just comply and hope for the best. And that's all these people had, was the ability to comply with this guy. If any of them was a self-defender, they could have launched a counter ambush here. Next, I want to pay attention to the fact that there was a trailing bad guy. There was an accomplice that did not come in immediately. That's not unheard of. So if you are a self-defender, you got to think about not only the bad guy in front of you, but any potential accomplices. Now, as we think about how the defense went down here, you see the officer start taking that shot. Now, you think about how difficult that shot was. That was a left to right moving target, moving at a high speed that was going away from him. And so making that shot accurately, very, very difficult. And then the officer took a second shot there as the guy's running across the street, and that's a really bad backstop. I don't blame him for that, but I just want you to think about, wait a minute, was that a good shot? Do I have the backstop that if I miss, that I'm not going to hurt somebody who is innocent? So now we see back from the inside again that he is looking where the immediate threat was, but he doesn't ignore the fact that there are multiple threats that he has in front of him, and now he's issuing verbal commands. Now, I got to tell you, I think that's great for him, but you notice that he's not listening until he has a gun pointed at him, and once that threat of deadly force is there, the guy finally complies. So make sure that you have the skills to use that in the moment. Use your words when you need to. I think this officer did a great job. He shows us that, you know, what stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. He covered his asp.